Good morning, everyone. We've got a good sized group of employees gathered, so we'll go ahead and get started. Good morning. My name is Jenny Pittman, Deputy Director with our Administrative Services Department, and I'd like to welcome you to this morning's all staff celebration. So, we've got some great speakers lined up to share inspirational stories, but we'll get warmed up for that in just a minute with a video that shares some great highlights of what has happened this past year in the agency. So again, thank you for taking time to join. We know it's such a busy time of the year, but it is important to hold some time to celebrate our teams and our accomplishments, our partners and our clients. Feel free to use the Q&A feature to send some shout outs and kudos to your colleagues as you maybe see them come up in the video ahead or hear them share their stories. We also know that not everyone can join in today because critical coverage is needed in our offices and on the phones. So we are recording this event so that everyone can have a chance to view it later. So with that, let's go ahead and view the video.
Basic Thrive monthly payment has definitely helped me a lot. My son was only a few months when I was accepted into the program, so it was very helpful. I mean, I was struggling with paying rent, um, even just getting stuff for him. I learned how expensive babies are to take care of, so I always use money for diapers, wipes, for food. Formula is so expensive. I feel like the main two things that help me with is to get stability with housing, with paying rent, and just make sure that my little man's okay. I'm also very much hoping to be able to get a savings account. My goal in the future is to go to school, either finish my school to be a massage therapist or go to school to be an esthetician to make my own business out of that. So being able to save up would be such a blessing to either get my own, place, get a studio to work on my business, which of course would be super beneficial for my son.
Wonderful work represented in that video. I hope everyone is just proud seeing that. We'll also have a link to that from HSA Net so that you can take a second look, as well as a link to our full annual report that covers many more highlights and accomplishments. So congrats to all, and special thanks to Tiffany Wright with our Office of Strategy Management for her work in producing that video. And also take a moment to thank Jacqueline Menchaca, Christine Karas, and Caitlin Feldhans, who are working hard behind the scenes here this morning to produce a great live event for us. So with that, and we now have over 400 people joining us, we'll welcome our agency director, Melissa Livingston.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Jenny. And I just echo Jenny's comments. It always makes me very proud and somewhat emotional to see our annual report in production and hard copy as well as the video. It always truly encapsulates the spirit of our mission and the important work that each and every one of you do alongside your colleagues, partners, providers in support of our community. And I want to thank the Office of Strategy Management for always providing a quality production of both the written report as well as the video. And yes, thank you for the team that's coordinated today's event in celebrating each and every one of you. The annual report really sums it up for me as it's looking at the work that we do from a values perspective. And it's calling out those values. And this morning, we're going to spend some time hearing some stories. And those stories are also going to encapsulate those values and the importance of those values of respect for community voice. And I like to even recognize that that is not only about those that we serve, but our workforce community, our entire community. Not only respecting the voice, but raising and elevating the voice is an important element of that value. Collaboration and integrated services, employee engagement, equitable services policies and practices, healing-centered best practice, and continuous learning and improvement. And those values continue to resonate. They resonate as our Emerging Leaders Program comes together, and we're in our third cohort now of talking about each and every one of those values. And to remind you, those values came from work that we did together as an organization, listening to the voice of our providers, our partners, our stakeholders, our workforce, and those that we serve as we rewrote our mission, vision, and values. And so those stay in the forefront of how we lead in everything that we do as an organization moving forward. And so before we move into the stories, there's a lot that has happened this past year. And to try to mention each and every element of what we've done as an organization, we would certainly miss a lot that's been done. But what I want to come back to is the important work that we've been doing over the last couple years in really looking at changing our culture And each and every time we meet and each and every time we have a conversation with our Emerging Leaders program, we continue that work. And each and every time we come out and have listening sessions with you, we continue that work. And so I want to highlight the importance of that work, because that work has brought to the forefront a lot of change that's already begun to happen in listening to the voice, but it's also begun around spending more time listening to the voice of our employees, and our leadership team spending more time coming out to each of your sites and having conversations with you. And through those listening sessions, some very common themes have come up. Those common themes have been that the entire organization wants and needs more consistent and open communications and equity and access to information. They want more support from their supervisors. They want to see their supervisors better supported, helping them grow and develop, providing all the resources and all the tools in their toolkit that they need to do their jobs. The workforce is actually also looking for equity and access to training, development, career development, and recognition. They want our leaders to be more inclusive, and they want to know more about our agency programs and services, and they want to see greater cross-departmental collaborations, team building, and networking. Those are the things that we have heard in every listening session. We have heard the same thing come out of our Emerging Leaders programs, cohort 1, 2, and 3. And so I want to share just briefly some responses that are already in place. There have been a number of changes to some systems and policies and procedures that have come from those discussions, but we are in the process of piloting a best practice in supportive supervision program that enforces those important inclusive leadership behaviors that we're committing to as an organization. And it's ensuring that our supervisors have those tools that they need in their toolkit so they can be the best that they can be as individuals, so that they can be the best that they can be for each and every one of you as they provide greater support in training, development, coaching, and career development. At the first of the year, we are going to be launching a 360-degree evaluation process around inclusive leadership. Our executive leadership team, as well as our division managers, so it'll be about 26 of us going through a 360-degree assessment of our leadership behaviors. And those leadership behaviors that will be assessed will be how well we empower our workforce, how well we address conflict, competence, how respectful we are, how fair we are, how approachable we are, how well we use discretion and judiciousness. Those are also the inclusive leadership behaviors that have come to the surface through our conversations with all of you in our listening sessions that are important for you, for us to model, and for those to be modeled across the organization at all levels of the organization. So this assessment that will happen in January will be an opportunity for leadership to learn where they are in their competencies in engaging in these behaviors. And there'll be some assessments and some coaching that goes with that so that we can all be better in all of those areas and hold ourselves accountable to being better in all of those areas. And with that will also come some organizational cultural audit to see, as we start to hold ourselves accountable to those inclusive behaviors, how our culture improves. And so you will all be engaged in that process as we move forward. One of the most important things that we can do to, one, change our culture, to two, hold our leadership accountable to being the types of leaders that you have asked us to be. The other thing that we have done this last year and the year prior in beginning the Emerging Leaders program was to bring closer to our leadership team the voice of each and every individual in the organization, whether you were part of the Emerging Leaders Program or you were connected to somebody in your workplace who was in the program, who was engaging with you. Each and every cohort has been a powerful experience for our leadership team, and hopefully a powerful experience for each of those individuals in the cohorts, to have really transparent conversations about each and every value, how well we're demonstrating those values within the organization, where we need to change to be better in our organization and demonstrating those values, and how we're going to do that work together through a strategic plan lens. And so every time I have an opportunity to thank our emerging leaders for stepping up, because each and every one of you is a leader. And through this program, we have seen leadership at all levels of the organization, how strong and passionate leaders we have across our organization, and how engaged they are in wanting to be part of helping us move our strategies forward so that we can truly live the values that we espouse to. And so I want to celebrate all of this cultural change work, this inclusive leadership work, our Emerging Leaders Program work, and thank each of the deputies and their division managers for engaging more in open listening sessions, hearing the voice of each and every one of you, and actually making significant change. And so we now will move to hear some of the stories from some of your colleagues. And so I would like to introduce Jose Luis Vasquez, Division Manager for the Community Services Department. Take it away, Jose.
Thank you, Mel. Good morning. It's my pleasure to introduce Taila Tai Vigil. Tai is an OA3 with reception at the Telephone Road building. She began her career as a temporary trifecta staff in 2023, and she quickly excelled in her job and passion for the work, the team, and the community that we serve. This led her to apply for a full-time position. She seamlessly onboarded at the Telephone Road building and ready to contribute on day one. She's become an essential member and trusted point of contact for the community when they come in the office, and she has been an OA with the team for 1.5 years. I will now turn it over to Tai to share a client success story.
Thank you, Jose. Hi, and good morning, everyone. Again, my name is Taila Vigil, but everyone calls me Tai. My current position is, I'm sorry, is that better? Thank you, Jose. Hi, and good morning, everyone. Again, my name is Taila Vigil, but everyone calls me Tai. My current position is OA3 and clerical at TRV. I am under great supervisors who are Arlene Ramos, Renee Robles Garcia, along with the super amazing Sergio Prado. On average, each day, we see 200 plus clients assisting with applications, appointments, document submissions, and EBTs. The team also directs clients to other departments for referrals, as for our drop-in team or our MC Navigator. Here is just one story of many of our recent clients that truly highlights the impact of our dedicated team and what we had on her. Ms. Baker came into the office seeking assistance with her Medi-Cal renewal forms and had some questions about her CalFresh monthly amount. She expressed her gratitude for the support she received, praising the reception team, Elisa Fernandez, and particularly Yaneth Vasquez for her patience and kindness. Ms. Baker mentioned feeling overwhelmed by the paperwork, but thanks to reception staff and Yaneth's assistance, she felt confident and at ease throughout the process. She remarked, "I couldn't count the times Yaneth and the team smiled, which speaks volumes about the warmth and professionalism she experienced." Additionally, Ms. Baker spent time with Elisa Fernandez, one of our drop-in workers. Elisa took the extra effort to review the CalFresh portion of her case, resulting in a slight increase in her monthly amount. Ms. Baker noted, "Every little bit helps," emphasizing how much this meant to her. Ms. Baker also commented the reception team, noting that she consistently was greeted with smiles and that we are patient and attentive, particularly when she feels overwhelmed by the paperwork. She highlighted our patience and a diligence in assisting her, ensuring she received service with the utmost respect and excellence. He specifically praised the team's thoroughness in processing her paperwork and addressing her questions, which made a significant difference in her experience. Ms. Baker expressed gratitude for the team's willingness to go the extra mile to ensure everything was handled smoothly. The dedication of the reception team truly contributed to her successful visit, showcasing their effectiveness in delivering exceptional client care. We received a message from Sergio to our team. "Kudos to everyone who assisted Ms. Baker during her visit. Your efforts made a significant difference in the lives of our clients. The time we spend with them, no matter how brief, is never insignificant to their needs. I appreciate everything you do every single day to support our clients. Thank you for embodying our commitment to exceptional service." That's just one of the things that we do for our clients each day. We enjoy serving our community and helping in any way that we can. Thank you.
Thank you, Ty, for sharing that warm example of work being done out in the offices to help the community and the impacts to the dedication to the community. I would also like to share on behalf of the CSD leadership team some highlights of the work throughout the year, just a few to note. The lobby continues to be busy with in-person need and the help that's provided in the lobby as well. Our contact center calls handled continue to increase. We've had various strike teams in place to assist different efforts, such as Medi-Cal renewals, the QC CalFresh review, Magi open enrollment application registration. We've expanded training and integration of new CBS into various areas, which our talented trainers make possible. I would also like to note that we thank our HR team for their support and assistance as we continue our robust hiring and onboarding efforts. Throughout the year, we've had many hiring hall events, which take place on Saturday, and it's proven to be successful to meet the need, and we're grateful for the volunteers that participate on the weekend. We'd also like to thank our CAE partners with the client navigation and CFS for our partnership and service to the community, BTD for their support with our facility and technology needs, and turning it back to Jacqueline for our first round of prizes.
Thank you, Jose Luis, and good morning, everyone. Now, I know you all read Chance Surprises and those reminder emails, and I'm happy to announce that we will be giving away 2 rounds of prizes this year. Right now, my live event producer is queuing up a Wheel of Fortune that houses all HSA staff names and will be spun 5 times for the first round and 5 times for a second round. Yep. That's 10 lucky winners who get to choose a $25 gift card from a variety of top brands. Now, if you will, please spin that wheel. All right, Elisa, congratulations. You are our first winner. Second winner goes out to Jessica. Congratulations. Third on the list is Mayra. Congratulations. we have a fourth winner, Cynthia. Congratulations. And our fifth winner for this round is Magda. Congratulations, and you will be contacted after the event for more details on how to claim your prize. Now I'd like to turn it over to Marisa Mock, Deputy Director of Community Access and Engagement.
Good morning, everybody. Good to be with all of you. Congratulations to those 5 winners. That was pretty exciting. So congrats to you all. I am very happy and proud to introduce our next presenter, Rich Rudis, Program Coordinator with our Veteran Services team. Rich?
Hello, good morning. I'm Rich Rudis, Program Coordinator with Veteran Services. Our success story started with a survivor spouse. Back in 2007, she put in a claim for survivor benefits because her husband passed away, the veteran, from Agent Orange presumptive conditions. At that time, though, Agent Orange was only recognized with service in Vietnam. The family reached out to the VA multiple times in years passing, and from the records, it didn't look like they got much correspondence back. They came back to our office in 2014, and again, the rule was that you had to have service in Vietnam, or the veteran did, to be eligible for this program. In 2022, the PACT Act was enacted, and it added additional locations that Agent Orange, they now know, was used. And one of the locations was Guam, which the service member had service there. In 2023, we worked on an appeal, multiple correspondence with the family and the VA, a little frustration with the length of time, but we reached out to management at the VA, and it went in her favor, where the VA actually granted the award to approximately $1,600 a monthly amount. They also contributed $2,000 to the burial of the veteran. And on top of that, the biggest part of it is that the VA recognized that they filed this claim back in 2007 and did a retro payment of approximately $262,000. So that was a great service to the veterans and their families. This is just one of many stories. I get a lot of praises from our department, even from the other claims officers and admin staff. It's just a great team, and we are definitely helping our community. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rich, for sharing that story. And he's so right. There are so many stories like that. And we're very grateful to Rich and the entire Veteran Services team for serving the veterans of our community. You know, he shared a great story and probably really simplified the process. There's a lot of work that goes in that that our Veteran Services team really invests. I also want to take this opportunity to thank our Community Access and Engagement team for all the amazing work that's been accomplished thus far, as chronicled in our annual report and as referenced in some of the most key and important initiatives that are occurring moving forward. So thank you to the Community Access and Engagement team, and thank you all of HSA. It's been a very challenging year, but we've come to the end of it with a lot to be proud of. And I look forward to what we're going to do in 2025. Happy holidays to you all. And so now I'm going to introduce one of my newest colleagues, Deputy Director Letty Morales for our Children and Family Services team. Letty?
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Marisa. Thank you, Rich. I'd like to introduce Jose Romero, Child Welfare Supervisor, who will share a client success story highlighting collaboration and father engagement. Jose?
Good morning, everyone. As referenced, I'm Jose Romero, Child Welfare Supervisor in CFS's training unit, where I oversee case carrying and emergency response social workers. In December of 2023, Child Welfare Social Worker Bailey Kennard was assigned to investigate alleged neglect by a mother to her daughter. There was no other children or father in the home. The social worker was not new to the family and was aware that the single mother was struggling with her daughter and some of her behaviors. The social worker had previously supported the mother and advocated that the child's school set up an IEP, individual education plan. However, it was not long before officials deemed it best that the child be placed in foster care and even strongly encouraged the mother to willingly give her to the system. The mother expressed frustrations for the lack of support. She was confused with the officials' expressed suggestions. Nonetheless, the suggestion appeared appealing as her child's behavior was not improving. By this point, the mother agreed with the officials to give her child over to Children and Family Services. The social worker was at a loss and found herself exhausting all efforts to engage the mother. In consultation, we started talking about the father, and for a recently new social worker, the discussion at hand appeared questionable as we discussed engaging a non-custodial father who was in jail and carried an extensive criminal history. This lent itself to a robust discussion about child welfare practices and the efforts to preserve the immediate family, but also the extended family. I asked some rhetorical questions and position questions like, would the father like to know that the child welfare system was involved with his family? And would he like to know if his child could potentially end up in the child welfare system? We talked about the child and father's relationship, about the paternal side of the family, and the potential support network that could bring. We knew that the child had a history of running away, but in many instances, she was not only running away, but running to her father, visiting him regardless of the mother's position. It was apparent that this father was influential. The social worker met with the father in jail, and there he confirmed having almost daily communication with the child. The social worker posed some preferred future questions to the father, like where he saw himself and what he wanted for his daughter in the future. That single conversation and set of questions provided enough insight to elicit the father to take an active role. He immediately communicated with the daughter and mother, leading the mother to find the strength and hope to continue to advocate for the child, inclusive of no longer agreeing to give her up to CFS. At the end, we facilitated a child and family team meeting where the child support network was present, putting a plan in place to support the mother and daughter. And overall, engaging this father proved to be monumental both in the child's life and the social worker's practice. Thank you.
Thank you, Jose, for sharing such a great example of collaboration and engagement. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank all of CFS staff for your incredible dedication and hard work over this past year, supporting children, youth, and families through some of their most difficult times. Your hard work is truly makes a difference in the lives of those we serve. So thank you so much for all of your partnership, and happy holidays. And I will turn this over now to Jenny.
Thanks, Letty. That's a great segue, handoff transition from CFS to Administrative Services. Perfect segue to highlight the VC Thrive project, which is a collaboration between all of our administrative areas and the Children and Family Services Department. The VC Thrive project is unique, or really a first of its kind guaranteed income project in the County of Ventura. So I would like to invite Jacob Ward, Business Intelligence Analyst with our Office of Strategy Management and also project manager for the VC Thrive project, to share more about that.
Awesome. Thanks, Jenny. Appreciate it. Nice to see everybody. It's good to be here. I'm really happy to be able to share a little bit about VC Thrive with you all. As Jenny said, it's kind of a brand new thing. It is a pilot program. For those of you that aren't familiar with what a GI, Guaranteed Income Pilot Program is, we're offering cash assistance to, in our case, former foster youth. We're serving 150 of our youth in our community. There's no work requirement. We don't have any restrictions on what they can spend the money on. There was some requirements in order to join the program, but once they get on, they don't have to, recertify or do anything like that. They get to stay on for the duration of the program, which is really great. There's so many great stories that have come out of this. You saw Jasmine earlier. A little bit of extra backstory. She's not only an awesome young person, a great mom, she's also a youth ambassador. She's constantly giving back and trying to help and support foster youth. She went down to San Diego with us a couple of months ago to present at the California Welfare Directors Association conference, talking about VC Thrive. So it's really great to be able to serve folks like her. And then you'll see we have a video of Kiana, and I'll let her kind of tell her own story for you in just a moment here.
My name is Kiana. I was put in foster care when I was 2 years old, and I aged out of a group home at age 18. But when I first learned about VC Thrive, James Storehouse came to me and told me like they're going to start this program, and they were wondering if I was interested in possibly being a participant. And when I heard about it and the opportunities to like save money and be able to like pay for like my car, I was struggling with my car insurance payment at the time. James Storehouse, they sat me down and they helped me like do a budget, and then I realized like, oh, okay, like I like with this program, like I am able to like get this done, save a little bit, and I can have those nice things and stuff in the future, like my own apartment or books for college. I'm a psychology major, and actually VC Thrive helped me pay for my books this semester, and like a couple fees for the school that I had to pay in 5 years from now. But I hope to be like working as a therapist. I think my biggest goal in life is really to just help as many people as I can.
It's great to see the impact of the VC Thrive program on these couple of young people and 150 participants in total. So thanks again to Jacob for managing that project alongside CFS and also our other admin teams. Fiscal, BTD, and communications all played critical roles in getting that project up and running. So while in my last few moments here, a broader shout out to all of the admin teams who have really showed up as great partners this past year, really working alongside our program partners to understand their business needs, what would really make a difference for staff and clients, and work on identifying the best solutions and helping to implement those. So thanks to our admin teams and thanks to all of you. It's great that we now have over 500 participants logged on and wanting to share in these highlights and accomplishments with us. So happy holidays to all. And with that, I will turn it over to Ben Rhodes, Division Manager with our new Aging and Disability Services Department.
Thanks, Jenny. I want to take a moment to thank everyone who has served in the new Aging and Disability Services Department. For those of you who don't know, that combines our adult protective services, in-home supportive services, public authority, public administrator, and all the programs connected with the Area Agency on Aging. And you get a chance to hear just a brief highlight as we have 3 social workers who share a unified integrated experience serving an older adult with some significant health issues that presented with a number of reports for our fall prevention program. So I'm going to turn it over to Juliana Ustanio, a lead social worker with the fall prevention program at the Area Agency on Aging.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Juliana Ustanio, and I'm the fall prevention program coordinator at the Area Agency on Aging. This referral began with the client contacting the agency to request grab bars for his bathroom, since both he and his spouse experienced multiple falls in their home. I conducted a home safety evaluation to determine the extent of the client's fall risk and service needs, as he also shared he cares for his spouse who had dementia. When I arrived to the home, the client was very fatigued, explaining that he had recently had an accident and had just finished cleaning himself up. His legs were notably swollen and in need of podiatry services. He advised caution as my colleague and I entered the bathroom to assess the grab bar placement, since his wife also just had an accident and he wasn't able to clean it up. The couple had limited financial resources and were relying on out-of-pocket funds to pay for a few hours of caregiving support for the client's spouse. When the caregiver arrived, he expressed his frustrations as he was providing care for both individuals, but was only being compensated for caring for the client's spouse. The Area Agency on Aging provided the client with shower safety equipment, including grab bars. Given the client's complex medical and care needs and a lack of support in place, multiple service referrals were provided, including a referral to Adult Protective Services. And with that, I'll pass it over to Maria from APS to share further.
Good morning. My name is Maria Zavala, and I'm a social worker with Adult Protective Services. APS received a referral for allegations of self-neglect of physical care. Victim's wife was no longer in the home due to a fall, which resulted in a significant head injury. Unfortunately, the victim was not provided the location of the LA County facility, which assumed care and custody of her, which caused unnecessary stress. Due to victim's limited income and functional impairment secondary to a stroke, tangible funds were used to purchase a new walker. I submitted a community service worker referral to assist victim with completing his Medi-Cal application, IHSS, senior ID applications. A referral to VC-AAA's Multipurpose Senior Services Program was also submitted for long-term case management, and victim's wife was ultimately located. Victim's wife unfortunately passed away during the course of the investigation, so grief resources and assistance with completing an application for survivor benefits through the Social Security Administration were appropriately provided. Victim remained goal-oriented throughout the APS investigation and demonstrated a desire to continue making strides to improve his overall quality of life. Though allegations of self-neglect were confirmed, the protective issue was reduced. Victim was elated to learn his IHS application and was approved and expressed appreciation for the various county resources afforded to him. And with that, I pass it to Soch.
Hello, my name is Soch Lemos. I'm a social worker with In-Home Support Services. Upon initial review of the application, the first factor that stood out was the client being referred by APS. When a client is referred over by another agency within Human Services, the mission is to determine areas of need and fill in gaps to ensure clients can remain safely in their home. The client reported having suffered a stroke, being hospitalized, then transferred to Victoria's Care Center for a few months. Once discharged, the client expressed he had multiple people coming into the home, including an APS social worker, nurses, and care providers through VC-AAA. The client was unable to recall how all these services came to be and continuously expressed gratitude as his long-term spouse passed away, simultaneously as his health began to decline. IHS has provided 123 hours of care per month for the client to hire a provider of his choosing, allowing him a sense of autonomy and receive support with activities of daily living. Without the multi-agency referrals and resources, the client's trajectory in life may have turned out extremely different. They were provided the necessary resources through this collaborative effort of the Human Services Agency, allowing for the best possible outcome and being provided the level of comfort they needed to be the best versions of themselves. Thank you, and I will now turn it over back to Ben.
Thank you, Soch. Thank you, Maria and Juliana. That one story represents so many. IHSS serves over 10,000 recipients, pushing us into a large category. And APS received over 7,000 referrals. So each of those numbers represents a story, represents a family, represents connections in the community. And I just want to say thank you on behalf of Elaine Martinez, our Deputy Director, to all of the social workers and staff in the Aging and Disability Services Department that serve our older adults and people with disabilities in Ventura County. This is something that touches all of us. So we're grateful for all of the work and for the time you put in and the passion you share. So thank you. I'm going to turn it over to Jacqueline, who is going to spin the wheel again.
Thank you, Ben. Before we spin that wheel again, I do want to take a moment to shout out my live producers again, Christine, Alejandra, and Caitlin. Thank you so much. A special thank you to Mandy Basaldua for handling the audience chat, the leadership team and guest speakers for sharing their wonderful stories today. And thank you to all of you for celebrating with me. All right, Christine, if you would please cue up that wheel of names. And everyone, spin that wheel. Our first winner, Laura Carmona, for this round. Congratulations. Diana, our second winner. Congratulations. Our third winner is Robin. Congratulations. Teresa, congratulations, our fourth winner. And last but certainly not least, all right, Edgar, congratulations, fifth winner and 10th for the last one. Again, you will all be contacted after the event to claim your prize. And now I would like to turn it over to Melissa Livingston for closing comments.
Thank you so much, Jacqueline. And thank you to the team for putting together today's presentation and celebration. It is always heartwarming and proud moment to hear the stories that you share and the many more stories that we know that exist that your colleagues have also of similar experiences. And as said earlier, we are changing lives in the work that we do. And if you don't know that, please pay attention to sometimes even the smallest impacts that you might make that has an impact on people, on family, and changing lives. You know, we're a safety net. We allow people to maintain their own independence and self-sufficiency. We create dignity for those that need to stay in their homes and wellness across the spectrum. And so we do important work and for which we should be proud of. Our connection to not only the values that we've celebrated today, but that to our mission of working together in every single community to offer support, hope, and opportunity for improved well-being. It brings to light that we do this each and every day, and we come in prepared to do this each and every day, but we also have extra roles. And when there's a disaster, we have to step up and continue to do our day jobs, as well as support our community through some of the most difficult times. And sometimes we underestimate the impacts that has on us in the work that we do. And so many of you, I know, were impacted by the mountain fire. Either you had to pick up your children from school quickly in a very chaotic, quickly moving situation, or you were evacuated for periods of time, not knowing whether your home was still standing. But you continued to be committed to the work that we do while you were dealing with the challenges that were impacting you and your family and your colleagues. And so I really appreciate each and every one of you with deep appreciation and gratitude of how you always step up and how you always lean in to take care of each other, to take care of your community. And so I want to thank you for that. I look forward to the new year. I plan on coming out and visiting in the late January to February timeframe. This will continue to be listening sessions, but as many of you know, my retirement is coming quite quickly. I'll be retiring at the end of April of next year. And so I just want to come out and spend time with you. I want to come spend time and hang out and have coffee with you and just chat about what's ever top of mind, and just to celebrate the good work that you're all doing. So I look forward to coming out and visiting. There'll be some communications coming to you very soon. And so as we close today, please, take the time during this holiday season to cherish the time with family, friends, and your colleagues. And so just wishing each and every one of you a very happy holiday season that's filled with peace, love, and joy. And thank you for your service to our community. So take care, everybody.